Alright, so I want to address the elephants in the room.
Where?
Who here has seen me on America's Got Talent? Really? No one. Man, that's crazy. I'm sorry guys, wrong show. America's Most Wanted.
Oh yeah.
Makes sense with his face, right? I told my mom I was going to do that joke tonight, and she goes, Trevor, no one's going to believe you. You don't really have a face for TV. Jesus, Mom, I only share half your DNA. Like, you did this. Yeah. My mom's great, though. She instilled a very early love of reading in my life, which made me super popular in high school. But my favorite story growing up was the story of William Tell. You know, he's the guy who shot the apple off the head. And the moral of that story was aim high. How many people do you think he shot in the throat before he figured that out? My mom's older, she doesn't really understand the internet references. Like, she refers to her computer as her email. Duluth, I don't think you heard me. She refers to her computer as her email. I went over there to replace this antique Dell we had growing up. Many pixelated moves seen on that bad boy, let me tell you. But she wouldn't go for it because she said that if she got rid of it, then Russia would get her email. Let's, for a second, assume that's how any of this works. I don't think Russia's losing their minds to get a hold of chicken lady dog at AOL.com. Also, what even is that screen name? Like, is she trying to tell everyone that she's a cowardly bitch? Is it a list of things that she loves? If that's the case, why am I not on it? Why isn't it Trevor Lady Dog? Do I really rank beneath chicken, lady, and dog? Also, lady, is my mom a lesbian? Gotta get to the bottom of this, guys. Gotta get a hold of that computer. Should be pretty easy since the password's probably chicken, lady, dog, right? Or password, whichever you prefer. You know, another thing that my mom does is she refers to her state quarter collection as her Bitcoin. I don't think she knows what Bitcoin is. If I'm being honest, I don't know what Bitcoin is either. I'm sure some white guy with no personality will tell me all about it after the show. Seems like we got some front row Bitcoin guys here. Yeah. I'm just pretty sure it's not $13 jammed into a map of the United States, right? But, you know, my mom is the reason that I'm a firm believer that there needs to be Fisher-Price style educational toys for the elderly. You know, like grandma's first self-checkout. Hey, Mima, let's set up that Alexa. Oh, great, Pop got a new router. I just know I would enjoy having my Sundays back. I had to take my mom grocery shopping recently, and we were looking for Italian dressing. And the lady behind the counter goes, "Oh, you mean the Italian? You guys know, from the land of Italy." Look, if you didn't laugh at that joke, that's okay. My mom actually wrote that one. And I'll be sure to tell her later that you didn't like it when I go to the hospital to pull the plug. Ease up, it's not what you think. My phone's like always dead and there's no other outlets. What am I supposed to do, guys? That's new, that's okay. My mom's okay, but she is getting a surgery done where they're replacing her esophagus with a piece of her small intestine. So she used to talk shit. Yeah, now she eats it. Is Minnesota a legal weed state?
Yes.
Are you guys enjoying the legal weed here?
Not enough.
Not enough? Okay. I'm from Wisconsin, and we don't have legalization. And so I was up in Michigan doing these shows, and I'm smoking this joint behind a bar, and a cop car pulls up. And me being the good Wisconsinite that I am, I just threw it on the ground. Like, guys, I was stomping it out, just really grinding it in. I don't actually want to be on America's Most Wanted, right? Guys, the cop gave me a ticket for littering. I guess they don't waste up there. So I'm from Appleton, and we are considered the drunkest city in the nation. So while smoking weed's cool, I do prefer drinking. But I do think I'm starting to develop a bit of a problem. Like, I like to get really drunk. Like, so drunk that I smell like what I assume Charlie Sheen's dick tastes like. But I like to get to that level, and I like to do a lot of online shopping, right? I had 100 rolls of toilet paper delivered to my house, all with Regis Philbin's face printed on them. What am I going to do with this? Also, who is this for? Who is wiping with the guy from Millionaire? So instead I went out and just TP'd every single house I could find. But the police got involved, and I had a phone friend to bail me out. It's a Millionaire joke, guys, that's okay. But so they ended up putting a breathalyzer on my computer. I'll get past it though, guys. I need to get a pair of those Kelly Rickaway pants. That's okay. So I'm proud to tell everyone here that I finally deleted my Tinder. Thank you. Been dating my girlfriend for 3 years. Thought it was about time. But when I was on Tinder, it just seemed to be a bunch of fake profiles on there. And they would say things like, I'm never on here, so add me on Snapchat. Gutter slut 4206969. Yeah, that's obviously fake, right? Some sort of scam, right? Or like a catfishing operation, yeah? Guys, I'm asking you. I'm genuinely curious. I think I'm in love with Gutter Slut. It's worth a shot, right? When I was on there, I did get lucky. I did match with somebody. So, of course, I sent her a dick pic. As one does. But I used my niece's Barbie as a size comparison. Yeah, don't do that. Because she immediately texted me back, oh, I get it, shrimp on the Barbie. Yeah, I didn't get it. Glad you guys did. But what I'm getting at with all this is that dating is hard. Like back in the day, you used to just marry the first person you saw so you could build an army of ranch hands, right? And I think the church is trying to go back to that, and that's why they created promise rings. Which are essentially cattle tags. In like the weirdest form of dibs I've ever seen. Also, in today's sex-forward culture, what's the promise? Only butt stuff? Like, how is this a thing that Christian girls believe? That God's up there just like, all right now, no premarital sex. But if you have an urge, you do got a butt. Till he looks over at the gay guy, except for you. No gay stuff. That's pro-gay, guys, it's okay. I think the church just do away with all the rules and just create their own brand of condoms, right? You could call them the Lord's protection. That's fun. On the side of the condom, you could have written, he has risen. Seems like a great way to get Jesus up in ya. Despite all the filth I've been saying tonight, I was prom king of my high school. Cool. That's how we treat royalty in this town. I get it. No, I wasn't that great. I grew up in a very small rural farming community. Like, it was down to me and a pig. And guys, it was close. I did a show where a guy came up to me after that joke, and he was very concerned that I beat the pig. He said that the pig was more valuable to the community. He was right. Okay. But you know, when you grow up like that, art isn't really valued. Like, I once drew a picture for my mom, and she told me to quit being gay and get back out in the field. Now, in her defense, it was a picture of me blowing James Van Der Beek. So what are you gonna do, guys? It's Dawson's Creek. I can't say it was all bad, though. This one time, me and my friends, we found this half-buried thong down by the river. It was pink, lacy, probably evidence to a crime scene. And instead of reporting it, we decided to take turns wearing it and showing it off to each other. Yeah, boys will be boys, right? And you know I should have put it back so some other kids could have this magical experience, but I decided to keep it because it instilled a level of confidence in me I had never experienced before. Like, I wore it on prom, guys. I'm pretty sure it's why I beat the pig. Plus, it matched my dates, you know? Twinsies. But my girlfriend found it recently, and she thought I was cheating on her. So I had to explain, no, babe. It's from when I was a little boy. Yes, I too now know that was the wrong answer. When you grow up in a small town, you also tend to grow up pretty poor. Like, I once broke my arm just because the hospital had free cable. Do we not know that level of poor? When my mom dies, the only thing I'm going to inherit is her Costco membership. You see where I'm going with this? Guys, I used to walk to the park to take a dump because the toilet paper was nicer. Do you understand me?
Yes.
The biggest piece of evidence of how poor we were, though, was my grandma used to buy all of our Christmas gifts with Marlboro Miles. Yeah. Used to be able to trade in your packs of cigarettes for outdoor adventuring gear. And I'm just glad to know that she killed herself so me and my cousin could beat the shit out of each other with cast iron skillets. My grandma's great. She used to bring us to the pool a lot when we were kids, but she would never go in with us. She would just park next to the pool on the road and just chain smoke cigarettes the entire time. All while reading these steamy romance novels and just sucking down her oxygen tank. I don't know how much reading she got done since she spent the entire time just screaming at us. Like, if you gave her a whistle, she'd be a pretty great lifeguard. Because if someone was drowning, she could share her oxygen with them, right? It's a fun visual. But man, we had to look like the whitest of trash pulling up. Because, we'd open the door and just a mountain of empty cigarette packs would erupt to the concrete. Just preceding 12 sweaty 10-year-olds, just acting like they're sailors returning from a long voyage. A real Midwest clown car situation, right? And then you got this 40-year-old, 90-year-old looking woman just screaming at us, telling me to stop splashing my cousin. Stop pretending like I'm drowning so the lifeguard has to save me. Guys, that one's real. My grandma told the lifeguard that I was faking it. Way to cock block me again, Grandma. I'll figure you guys out. We'll get there. So I'm a veteran. Thank you. The only reason I bring it up is I get asked to do a lot of weird shows because of it. Like, people make assumptions about me. And I fully acknowledge that I look like a guy who the cops would pull over just to say, "What's up?" I see we all share that in common here. Or that like I definitely uttered the phrase, "These colors don't run," because I clearly don't. Or that like I believe Alex Jones when he says they're turning the frogs gay. I'm a big Alex Jones crowd. But you know, the thing is I like conspiracy theories. Like I think they're fun, right? My favorite one right now is about Chance the Rapper. Do we know who Chance the Rapper is? Awesome, okay. So, apparently he's gained like 200 pounds recently. Yeah. And they don't know if he's ever going to perform again because of it. So all I know is there'll be a fat chance if he does. That's right, we're in the pun portion. Do you guys think that if McDonald's ever got into the weed game, they would also sell that quarter pounder with cheese? I did a show recently where I was heckled by a math teacher in a backwards hat. It was crazy because I'd never been in algebra before. I learned later that he was a geometry teacher. What a square, right? I did tell him to go home and choke on pie. That's it for the puns, guys. I need a new job. Mine's just not like interesting enough. I work at a school, and well, I did get to watch my boss get walked out the other day. That was pretty cool. I guess he'd been having like inappropriate relationships with the students. Not good, right? But it did put a lot of our conversations into context. He used to brag that when he went to Arkansas State, he had 7 minors. Yeah, he wasn't a smart man. I'm pretty sure he majored in cringe. Okay, guys, it's okay. That joke killed at the PTA meeting, okay? I'm a nerd. We have other nerds out there tonight? A couple. So, it started for me in high school when my teacher tricked me into reading Lord of the Rings because she said I reminded her of Gollum. Yeah, I guess I was her precious. I don't know. But you know, that did turn into my love of Dungeons and Dragons. And then I started LARPing. Yeah, which stands for Live Action Roleplay. You know, it's the people that wear the elf ears, they fight with the swords. It's essentially Dungeons and Dragons for nerds who can afford their insulin. I had to quit doing it though, guys. Because I ended up shitting my costume from taking too much Adderall. That's relatable, right? I'm sorry, guys. I forget that we're in Duluth. Let me rephrase that. I shit my pants from taking too much meth. Doesn't matter where I am. That's always the one that works. But you know, I do come from a family of addicts. Like the type of people who would sell half a bottle of shampoo on Facebook Marketplace. I think we know the ones. But like, you see this tattoo here? My aunt got that for me when I joined the Army. And it cost exactly 25 Percocets. I think it looks pretty good for 25 Percocets, given that the guy who did it was probably on said Percocets, right? No drug stuff, okay, noted. I do want to take this on a serious note real quick. I am a survivor of IBS. And if you've never had the pleasure, it's like my mouth writes checks that my ass can't cash. And guys, I can't afford to keep bouncing these checks. It's gotten to the point now where I'll walk into the bathroom and I'll see that my kid forgot to flush, and I can't even be mad because I'm just jealous of how healthy his stool looks. I think that's an older person problem. I didn't have that problem in my 20s. And as I get older, I'm starting to notice other things. Like how like people that you really look up to in your life can end up being like total shitbags. I was reading a thing the other day about Matthew McConaughey, and I guess that he's like a secret Republican now, or he was a secret Republican. So it turns out that he's all right. I wrote that on the way here. That's fine. I just adopted a cat, and I absolutely love this thing. And I'm starting to do the thing that I see a lot of pet owners do, which is where they viciously bully their animals. I can see the confusion in your faces. You know how many times I've heard someone go, "Who's got a stinky little butt?" Ma'am, how would you feel if I told you you had a stinky little butt? Not great, right? I've also heard things like, "Where's that little chunkers?" I know if someone referred to me as a little chunkers, I might become an incel. I don't know. Like if an overweight person came up to me and was like, "Hey, this is me," I would be like, "Yeah, you look fantastic." Not, "Who's the little fat boy?" As I jiggled their love handles. Just seems rude. I don't know. I do want to take the time here to let you guys know that I am selling some merch after the show. It took quite a bit to get here. I have some stickers. I have Grandma on Christmas, and I have the prom pig. They're pay what you want. Any bit helps, but for being such a great audience, this is for you. You owe me $5 after the show. I stepped on my joke. That's good. That's good. So I have to get out of here in a little bit here. You guys are gonna love Larry. He's really great. I come from a mostly white family. Mostly, could you tell? But I do have a Hispanic dad. His name is Miguel Rodriguez, and he left when I was born because I was too white. Usually I get Oz there, but laughter's cool too. No. I don't blame him. Like if you're expecting Pedro and you get Napoleon Dynamite, something's not adding up. But you know, as an adult, I had all these questions. Like, what part of Mexico am I from? How Hispanic am I? So I got one of those DNA tests. And guys, it turns out, not at all. Like not even a little bit. What's really messed up about that is I put Latino on a lot of job applications. Yeah, I got a grant for... All right, you've all been fantastic. I just Robert Faulkner.